Hi, everyone. Okay, before I begin, I would like to ask, how many of you are parents of a teenager? Please raise your hands. Wow, this is a lot. And please keep your hand raised if you ever feel like your teenager has been a mystery to you. So, I'm 14 and I confess, I don't always turn in my homework on time. And it caused my mother a lot of trouble. But before you all label me as lazy, disinterested, glued to his phone and computer, and even he doesn't care, please let me clarify. It is not that I don't care. I actually cared a lot. I love discovering how things work, how people connect, and why people do what they do. But the way we're asked to learn in school, sometimes it just feels like walking through molasses with bricks tied on your feet. Meanwhile, outside the classroom, there's this big, giant, and glowing living world. It's such a fast and exciting one, where there's games to conquer, videos to watch, and even dreams to pursue. So, I want to invite all of you to step with me. Imagine being 14 again. Not the 14 you remembered in your life, but as a teenager today. You were asked to analyze a century-old poem's intention while writing about death and regret. But your mind was all about who's going to be the next World Cup champion. You're asked to actually solve a math problem, but the real thing you want to do was play the new published game. I know some of you might find it hard to relate, but I want to challenge all of you to try. Think back to your childhood. What was the one thing that makes you lose the concept of time? Is it marbles, paper planes, card games, or even genial novels? Back then, nobody called them addictions or waste products. They were just your world and your life. Today, things changed. Our playgrounds are screens, and our neighborhoods are chat groups, social media, and Discord servers. Things aren't necessarily worse, they are just different. I have a story. Once I asked my dad, what is the one thing that you loved most in your teenagerhood? And he said, Red Alert. What was that? I was confused, and I wondered, it sounded like a military emergency. But I looked it up online, I downloaded it, and I gave it a try. And guess what? Wow. The game was not just a battle. There's tanks, planes, artillery, resource management, timing. It's a mental battlefield. So I was suddenly amazed by how this game shocked me, and I suddenly understood why it became so popular. And it also brought me out the question, if Red Alert was his thing, then what's so different about my games? Today, games improved. It has better graphics, better gameplay, and attracted more young people like me and my classmates. But the University of London shows that after making volunteers play The Sims for just 40 hours, they significantly improved their cognitive flexibility and also problem-solving skills. I'm not here to try to convince you how great games are, but I'm trying to show that it's not that bad. Very unfortunately, many parents don't see it this way. Whenever they see their teenager or child on their phone, they simply brutally take them away and lock it in the phone cabinet. They thought they did the right thing. They thought they put their child back on track. But when they do that, the actual thing that they took away was connection. Please let me explain. The firewall blocks. It says, I don't trust you, so I'm going to make decisions for you. On the flip side, the Wi-Fi, it says, how about let's sit down, have a talk, and I'm trying to understand the situation you are in. There's one thing that changed everything. So one day, it's late night, I was deeply into a game where I didn't even notice my dad walked into the room. And it's too late for me to Alt plus Tab switch the screen to Memi or IXL. So I braced myself. I expected the usual, turn that off, or get back to do something more productive. But he said, tell me one thing you love about this game. And I froze. Wait, what? There's no blaming, no eye rolls, and no yelling? So I told him the accomplishment when you actually beat a boss with your friends. I told him how it feels like a winner when you actually win the game with your friends. And I also told him how fun was this game. And it turns out that he was hesitating. And he said something I will never forget. He said, I used to feel the same way when I was playing Red Alert. And I swear to you, in that moment, he was not an authority figure. He was a human being, a teammate that you can trust, and a normal one that once had dreams, passions, hobbies, and frustration just like me. So here's the suggestion. Next time you see your child on their phone or watching some YouTube videos, please don't just simply take that away and yell at them to make them go back to do something else. How about you try to start with, name one thing that impresses you about this game. And maybe, just maybe, we'll finally start understanding them a little bit better. Thank you very much.